Yo. What up, my G's? Yo, y'all already know what time it is, man. We're taking a shot at the beginning of every episode. Drunk Sports Talk here with my brothers Ed, Cash. Yo, this is episode 25. We are quartering, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to my brothers. This toast is a shot. It's for y'all right now.
Let's get it. Salud.
Salud. Stop biting our shit.
Mm-hmm. Biting like pumpkin out here.
Word.
Shark biters.
Niggas bit off
All
DFT shit.
You know what I mean? Yo, I want to welcome everyone back to Drunk Sports Talk, New York's new #1 sports talk show out on these internet streets. We are the voice of the streets. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you hanging out with us. We appreciate the love. Allow me to reintroduce myself. It's your boy Cash. And as always, I got my brothers, my ride or dies. You know what I'm saying? The one and only Ed Television and the one and only Q. What's going on, my dudes?
What's good, my G?
Yo, New York, turn up. What's up? Hold
on.
Let's get right. Hold on.
New York,
baby.
Right out the gate, man. We got hold up. You know what? I fucked up. I should have had this shit ready, but we gotta bust a shot for the Knicks, man, because they outside with it.
Word up.
Hold up.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, no, hold up. You know what?
And taking any kind of shot. Don't
as a matter of fact, here we go. Hold up.
Shit.
You wanna bite our shit? We gonna bite your shit. We gonna start your shit off the way you
are the New York Knicks.
No.
We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Well, just like that, look who's back in the mix. Straight out of New York City, it's the Red Hot Knicks, and nothing's gonna stop us from hanging a banner. Not the Hawks, Heat, or even Indiana. It's the Knicks back on pace.
The red hot.
Red hot. What was that? Eight in a row?
8 in a row, baby.
Let's applaud the Knicks. Yeah, we just having some fun, man. Like I said, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning back in. Listen, before we get it popping, I want to say this, man. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in, for sharing, for hitting the like button, for subscribing. Those who are not doing it, do me a solid, man. I know y'all watching because the views are there, like we keep saying, and the views are going up and we're growing, but we need to hit them likes and we need y'all to subscribe, man. If we getting 1,000 people per show, you know, or clip, and you know the subs ain't going up, there's something wrong, and the likes ain't go. We have 1,000 views, we only have 20 likes. That's no bueno, man. So y'all need to really, you know, hold us down. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? We working hard. I hope y'all enjoy it. But if you do enjoy it, hit the like button. It's free. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But let's get right into the shit. Listen, thank God for the Knicks, man.
Woo.
And look, I almost had a heart attack the other day, man, because you know we got off the air, right? And we were like, yo, we was all euphoric, man. It was like some fucking basketball utopia going on out here. And I'm like, yo, man, I'm really seeing this, man. I'm really seeing the Knicks like starting to bubble and starting to, you know, get busy and shit. It's been such a long time, man. And you know, we had the thing in 13, we had little outbursts and bursts of, you know, win streaks here and there, but nothing felt like real. Nothing felt concrete, man. And then I'm like, yo, this shit's starting to really feel real. You look around, Tibbs is doing a great job. You know, we got the Anunoby trade comes through. We lost RJ and Quick, but Anunoby comes through and we're starting to roll. We just coming out the gate with Anunoby. Yo, that's very rare when a guy comes in and you just out the gate, you guys are just rocking. Everything is flowing seamlessly. That's very rare, bro. Like that tells me that Tibbs and them was like, yo, he's the perfect piece to fit in.
Yes.
But then the other day against the dirty ass Miami Heat, and Mamba, I hope you watching, my little nephew. Don't play, yo, you little dirty ass Heat be running out here trying to beat people up. Julius Randle dislocates his shoulder, and when he goes down, I'm like, no, you can't be kidding me. This is the basketball gods playing with the kid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all New York, everyone took a pause. Everyone was like, and stayed like that for like a day or two. We like, yo, because, you know, listen, again, how many times we're going to say this? I'll reiterate this. We've been hard on Julius. We've shown love when it was due.
Yes.
Julius is a Knick. He's one of us. You know what I'm saying? You got to show him that love. You got to give him that props. Having another great season. At this point, we can't front of him no more.
No.
Big piece of our fucking team. You know what I'm saying? So when he went down, I'm like, yo, we are fucked. It's gonna change the whole landscape of what trades we possibly could make. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm like, why don't we have a backup four? We knew the whole season we should have a real backup four. Hartenstein is down, Mitchell's down. I'm like, this is a recipe for fucking disaster. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, we getting ready to fold. Like, yo, God, why you doing this to me, man? I'm 48 years old. I just want one chip, dog. You feel me? Can I get one? So I'm literally starting to like panic and shit, right? And then all my Knicks fans were too, you know what I mean? And we're waiting by our phones, looking at, X and Twitter, and waiting for Woj to say something, or Ian Begley, one of those guys. And the reports come out that it's we all thought the worst. And Q, I want you to speak to this in a minute because I know you had that injury. It's actually there when you had that injury, when the injury happened to you. So he kind of gave us a little insight behind the scenes on our threads. But I say that to say this: Julius Randle, it's not as bad as we thought. We originally thought, man, could it be season ending? Could it be a season ending injury? But it's weeks instead of months. That's a great thing. But here's the real shit: in his absence, we turn it up on dude. It ain't even stop. We still rocking. Yo, we still balling. It's just crazy. Yo, the big ragu is balling on you, bitch ass niggas.
Yo, that's the Michael Jordan of Delaware. The Michael Jordan of Delaware right there.
Peep game. Jalen Brunson still doing Jalen Brunson things. Precious Achua.
Yo,
we slept. Not that we slept on him, but he looked a little soft when he walked through them garden doors.
He was shying. He was shying away from the game, and then he been balling the last 2 games.
Your man Jericho Sims, nice little move on the baseline, dunk, rebounding. Josh Hart triple double. Josh Hart stepped up. I mean, it's just
Hartenstein.
Hartenstein back in the mix,
scoring points.
And I let Ed get to all the stats. I know Ed's our stat guy, but I just want to say this, man. Yo, kudos to Leon Rose.
Yes.
Kudos to Worldwide West. Kudos to Tom Thibodeau, man, and kudos to Jalen Brunson's pops because he's the one who expedited the exodus of Jalen Brunson out of Dallas. You know what I'm saying, with the whole CAA connection. Yo, man. Fantastic moves, unbelievable fucking moves from Jalen. We all were happy when they got Jalen Brunson, right? Because anyone who watched Dallas saw when Luka was down, he was getting busy. He was running the offense, right? And in the playoffs, he was getting busy. But we didn't know how good he was, right? Everyone wanted Mitch that year, but then he brings in DiVincenzo, the OG Anunoby trade, the
Josh Hart trade, Dante Vincenzo pickup,
the DiVincenzo pickup. All these are incredible, thought out moves. And I want to go to Ed first, right? But I want to play this clip because I got this clip off of WFAN, BT and Sal. And when he said this, I was like, yo, this is actually true. All these years of dysfunction, I don't mean to be long-winded, all these years of dysfunction with James Dolan butting in, and from the Isaiah Thomases to the, just to Marberries and the Mellows and all this
D'Antoni's.
D'Antoni's and
Phil
Jeff
Jackson.
Hornaceks and just all this fucking dysfunction we've dealt with. He said the other day, the Knicks are the best run organization in New York. And I was like, hold on. No way. And then I thought about it for a second. Check this clip out real quick, then I'll get y'all thoughts.
What kind of knowledge can you get about these players? You can obviously...
No, wrong clip. My bad. Up. Hold up. Is this it?
What kind of knowledge can you get?
Oh, maybe I didn't have. Maybe I don't got it. Oh, man, I thought I had it. My bad, guys.
What kind of knowledge can you get about these players? You can obviously...
All right, so look. This is the gist of what he said, right? He said the Knicks are the best run franchise in New York City. So I'm going through it. I'm like, the Jets, dysfunctional. Giants, we thought they were functional, looking a little dysfunctional at the end of the year, especially with all the wink and the Kafka shit and all the crazy shit going on, right? Yankees, you can make a case for them. They've been stable, but they still haven't won in a while. You know what I'm saying? Nets, super dysfunctional. After we all know the story with the Nets. I'm not really into hockey and all that. You guys would have to tell me. And the Mets, they're still building. Knicks are the best team in New York, man. Give me your thoughts. Ed, what's up?
I love it, man. I love it. The Knicks right now, they are legit title contenders. And I haven't thought that about the Knicks since what, 1999? Since the lockout season, you know what I mean? And maybe the year we had Melo, you know what I mean? In 2013, this is the first time we've been this high above 500 since the Melo years. But like you know, and Leon Rose, we trust right now because, like you were saying, elaborating what you were saying, the acquisitions he's made, the way he's changed the culture completely for this team. I mean, you know, bringing JB, you know, then you trade for Josh Hart, you bring in Dante Vincenzo, you trade for OG. There's another piece lingering. Like, come on now, like the team right now, we're the best team in 2024 right now. If the season started right now in 2024, best season, 14-2 in the month of January, tied for the second most in a month in team history since March '94. And what happened in '94? We went to the goddamn finals. You know what I mean? So it feels great. We 17-5 at home. You know, 21-10 against the whole conference. You know, we third right now in the Eastern Conference. Like, come on now. When can you say, yo, we number one in net rating, we number two in defensive rating, we seventh in offensive rating, first in rebound percentage, first in offensive rebound percentage, third in defensive rebound percentage. Like, come on now. Like, we are balling right now.
Talking dirty.
Yo, I'm telling you, I could go for days. Like, everybody right now is on the Knicks sausage right now because we are the best. Like my man Q said the other day, like Nickaholic said the other day, the best damn team in the whole NBA right now.
Word is born. Q, your thoughts, my brother?
Yo, man, they balling, but we still got some weeks till Randall comes out. You know what I mean? Like, and from what the timetable they're saying, hopefully he can come back by like after I think they're saying after the NBA All-Star weekend, but this is gonna be a true testament. Let's all keep it a buck. Hornets are not that great, all right, and they didn't even have LaMelo Ball, and that team is even more dysfunctional than all the New York teams combined. Homie coach is getting ejected, and everybody's just laughing on the fucking bench and shit. But and then we played
Jazz last night.
We played the Jazz last night, and that was a good win. That was something I was gonna be a little bit more worried about. But in order to keep this up in Randall's absence, one thing that kind of scared me was, even though he's balling out right now, is DiVincenzo, bro. He shot 5 for 15 for 3-pointers against the Hornets, bro. They was just chucking it up there. That game we could have easily lost, but our defense is so crazy. Like last night, I think we had 9 steals, and we only had 5 turnovers.
Yes.
So
one since the first quarter, that was it.
And that's all. If we can keep that up, create these turnovers and don't turn over the ball, even if we're not, because we haven't been shooting the ball that great for 3-pointer the last couple of games. If you guys haven't noticed, they shot like 35%, so we haven't been shooting as well, but we still managing to make some buckets. And as long as we can keep making some easy buckets and transition the ball the way they're doing, cutting to the basket, like everything they're doing right now is like so amazing. Hartenstein is scoring. It's like Precious is scoring.
No OG either.
And no OG. It's like it's like all the pieces are coming together. And as soon as I saw this, regardless even if they're not the greatest teams, when everybody's back healthy, whether we have Mitchell Robinson or not, but as soon as we get Randall and OG's there, everybody there, brothers, I think we're gonna go further than the Eastern Conference. Just imagine if we end the season off in second place, and we're gonna have home court advantage. That means most of the playoffs.
And we 17-5 right now. Like that's big that we 17-5. Now that you mentioned having home court advantage in the playoffs, like we winning games at the Garden that we need to win, that we should win.
That's gonna be the game changer.
Yeah,
absolutely. My bad. I think, and we had a rough fucking schedule. The schedule kind of thins out a little bit right now. Two points I want to make real quick, and I want to see what you guys think of this. What was that? That's you, Q?
I don't think so. I didn't say no balloon. Your birthday not even here yet.
Last week too. I'm looking back at the thing and it's like light bubbles pop. Who's doing this?
Somebody sent balloons, man. And only for you, Clash.
Even live.
Who's sending you balloons?
It's only you, bro. They didn't send me balloons.
I didn't touch nothing. I'm sitting right here. You see me?
I had right here too. I'm like Bobby
Yo, that's some weird shit.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
I don't even know how to do that. I didn't know you could do that. Anyway, all right. I digress. Listen, 2 points. 2 points I want to make. 1 point, right? And I thought this, and I heard someone else make this point. I was like, damn, they can't say I stole it because I never said it out loud. I can't say they stole it because I never said it out loud. But it's like they stole it out of my brain and shit. This injury for Julius, right? And Q, I want to ask you about this because you've had a dislocated shoulder, similar to the way he did it playing ball as well. Um, one, um, this it could be a silver lining. I was going to say a blessing in disguise, but it could be a silver lining to this. And I say that because we all know Tibbs runs dudes into the ground. You feel
Yes.
what I'm saying? Julius last year he was hurt with the ankle, but come around playoffs time, Julius doesn't just stop forgetting how to play basketball when the playoffs come. He gets double teamed all year. I don't think first I said that the light's too bright for him. I don't believe that's the case. They might be fatigued at certain points, right? Jalen Brunson for sure is starting to look fatigued at certain points. But this could be a rest for Julius, right? He comes back in a month, fresh lit. Now, after the All-Star break, maybe coast a little bit, not as much wear and tear on the body, right?
Yeah.
Right? So think about that for a second. And then the other point I had to make was, listen, I don't give a fuck who we beating. We beat the. You supposed to beat the teams they put in front of you. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I still think we need one more piece. I'm gonna keep beating this drum. Ed, you told me you might have had some inside information. You're hearing something about Malcolm Brogdon. It's like it could be a go. Listen, perfect scenario for me. Perfect scenario, and I think we get it. I think we possibly get a chip.
Ooh.
Brogdon comes over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes to the bench. DeMar DeRozan comes over here.
Ooh.
Everybody gets bumped back a spot. And then you throw DiVincenzo on the bench with Brogdon. You feel what I'm saying? So you'll have, or even if we don't get Brogdon, I even think that the way DiVincenzo's playing right now, we might not even need Brogdon. I hate to say that. I think Brogdon could create off the dribble a little bit more and create shots himself. I really like Brogdon's game.
Better ball handler too.
But if DiVincenzo the big ragu continues to play ball like this, and you throw him back on the bench, I think that could work. But you can never argue with depth. So I'll say that to say this. Brogdon and DiVincenzo coming off that bench with Precious and all them dudes and Hartenstein, that's crazy. And then you'd have DeRozan and
OG.
OG.
Oof.
Mitchell Robinson might be back. Julius Randle and Brunson.
Oh my God, that's
I know
one.
the Celtics are good. But I like my chances with that. I know y'all gonna call me crazy. Just be respectful in the motherfucking comments because you know I don't play that shit. All right,
I love that. I love that. One thing though, I would say, and we've been saying this, amongst ourselves, and I think we said it like a couple of times here and there, lightly on the episodes. But in the beginning of the year, we all agreed that we thought that Dante DiVincenzo, the big ragu, like we like to call him, was like a messed up pickup. Like it wasn't going to pan out. But since the trade, he's been.
We thought that. I don't remember us saying that.
Well, in the beginning of the season, we were all like, we're on the same page. Like it just wasn't. Maybe in the beginning of the season, it wasn't working out. Maybe it's just me, and I thought y'all agreed with me in my own mind. But like, I just felt like. So let me just talk for me.
Yeah.
I thought it wasn't going to pan out. I thought the way it was looking like in the beginning of the season, it wasn't a good fit. Like he wasn't. But in his last 5 games, he's averaging 19.8. You know what I mean? 45.3 from 3. The last 2 games without Julius, my guy's averaging 30.5. He went 14 for 30 from 3 in the last 2 games, 46% from 3 in the last 2 games. That's half of the 3-pointers that he made. Half of the 3-pointers he shot up. You know what I mean?
He says comfortable.
Yeah, he feels comfortable, man.
With his Nova brethren.
You know what I mean? I was watching a video where in college, Jalen Brunson was calling him the Michael Jordan of Delaware. So I'm going to start calling him that, the Michael Jordan of Delaware. Because my man is shooting confidently. And then you forget, he came from the Golden State system. And that's all they do is everybody on that damn system chucks threes. So that gave us a big plus minus for us, for the Knicks, because we needed that. We needed 3-point shooting. And that kid is balling out for us. I'm in love with DiVincenzo. Big Ragu, great starter right now for us.
Real quick, last thing on DiVincenzo. This is what I thought when DiVincenzo came. I didn't think I liked the pickup because we always said we needed shooting. It was glaring hole, like we always say against Miami last year and in the playoffs and everything. Even a little bit in Cleveland, even though we shot a little bit better. Glaring hole. We definitely needed the shooting. We definitely needed the spacing, right? My thing, I didn't think he would move the needle as much as he has been. And my thing with DiVincenzo was when he came over, I knew Quick was gone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was the writing on the wall because we had a feeling Quick wanted to go start somewhere, right? He said that before. They didn't re him up. So by them getting DiVincenzo, it was like, okay, we know Quick is probably going to be out of here. They probably wouldn't coexist in that second unit together.
Yeah.
But shooting wise, I'm not even going to say I thought he was going to be this crazy, but shit, wow.
I mean, he's
Big
balling.
Randle,
Yeah,
baby.
and I think it's gonna be more beneficial, especially if he's doing just if he's doing 15 to 20 off the bench, bro.
Oh,
Yo,
shit.
that's gonna be the stamp on because like that's all we need. If we could have
Mhm.
somebody on our starting team making 15 and 20, and we could pick up all that slack from losing RJ and quickly. Oh man, like because our defense has like played far above superior. You already see OG scoring, Precious is now scoring, Hardenstein is scoring.
Woo.
This is,
Bro, Hardenstein is balling, bro. Hardenstein is balling. Yo.
It just gets me a little. I'll tell you why I'm worried about Randall, only because one, they haven't really said anything about it.
But yeah,
Like, I know they're saying a couple weeks, but like it's really not definitive, man. And look, yo, when I dislocated my shoulder, and obviously I didn't rehab it as well as he is because he's a professional athlete. I didn't have no full-time 24/7 facility with therapists and people to get you to where your shit needs to be and professional, all these crazy doctors. Shit took me a minute to get it back, bro. And at this point now, I need a fucking shoulder fucking replacement. But like I know his obviously going to be as bad, nowhere near. But if it is the next 4 or 6 weeks, then that's awesome because if it, like you said, if he didn't need a fucking surgery, like he must have not torn anything, and it must have not done real big damage to like his cartilage and the socket around the bone structure and shit because it's something to worry about. And like it's even though it's his left hand, that shit's important. Right? His left shoulder, I should say.
And he left.
Yeah. And I just feel like them not saying anything is really what's still keeping me at the edge of my seat. Them not giving a definitive answer. It's either they know and they don't want to let everybody else know, or or is it possibly that it's just a little bit worse than what people expect? But I'm really hoping he comes back around the All-Star game because the next 7 games we play before All-Star, I think it's 7 or 8. It'll be a true testament. We got a lot of good teams that we're playing against. We got the Mavericks, we got the Pacers a couple of times. We got the Lakers. Oh, we got Lakers in a couple of days. And these are gonna be some teams. Yeah, these are gonna be teams that. Now missing him and OG's back, we're really gonna see how well we're gonna be able to play because if we still can keep this momentum up without him on the court, as soon as he comes back, like Cash said, he doesn't figure out how to ball. He's gonna come a little rusty, but he's still gonna throw up 20 at least. And as soon as he picks it up and you got playoff Randall, oh man, it's gonna be a wrap. And I really do think that we're a team that's gonna be like teams have been scared of us all year.
Yes.
And I feel like the fear is just only rising. And they know we're working towards something. And they know we're putting pieces together. And other good teams are now getting older. Like, the Lakers are soon going to be out of here. Like the Warriors are falling apart. Like, like we have to worry about these young teams, which is good. We got to worry about like teams like the Thunder coming back alive. All these young teams is coming. Like, the Grizzlies and the Timberwolves, and that's what our competition is going to be. I'm not worried about the Heat, the 76ers, and Bede's always injured. He's injured again, which I'm so happy we don't have him or Cat on our team because I rather even though Mitchell Robinson's always hurt, we have Hartenstein for now. But the teams in the East, I really don't think we're gonna have no issues with them. And look at the Cavaliers have won the same amount of games the Knicks has won in the last 10 games. They're both 9-1, and we're a way more dominant team than them. They don't want to. None of those guys want to see us in the playoffs.
I agree 100%. Yeah, the loss of Randall, I feel like they have been kind of like gaslighting us with the whole scenario. Like I know they're trying to be optimistic and stuff like that, and maybe like you said, it is not that severe. But it is a big loss because the man averaged 24.9 the month of January. 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 47% from the field. You know what I mean? That's big. That's a big loss. Who's going to be that guy? So far, it's been the big ragu, but who's going to be that guy moving forward the next couple of weeks to fulfill that void? For the Knicks because he's been at the forefront of the Knicks' success this year. You know what I mean? He's played for all the 46 games before he got hurt. You know what I mean? That's 95% of the franchise games he's played 95% of the franchise games since arriving as a free agent in 2019. That's a big loss for us, for somebody who has been healthy for us throughout the years. But the Knicks' future is bright, man. I mean, I'm loving this team. I agree with you. Teams are scared to come to the Garden to play us, even when we go away, man, because our defense is on point. We're shooting threes. We're spacing. That was big. We're passing better. Since the trade, a lot of things has opened up for other guys like McBride, Grimes. As much as we throwing him under the bus, he's playing a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like the Knicks have a top 10 offensive player and a top 5 defensive player, along with an all NBA player in 2 of the last 3 seasons. You know what I mean? They have the best combo center in the NBA, solid role players, and a wealth of draft capital. You know what I mean? And a well-managed cap. So these are not the same Knicks that we saw, like Cash said earlier, from previous regimes, man. So we are forced to be reckoned with. We are here. And like you said, if I could just, keep my mouth shut for a while, everybody is scared of the Knicks right now. Nobody want to fuck with the Knicks. And I love saying that.
Facts, yo. And I think Tibbs said it the best about Randle. What did he say in the press conference? He was like, ain't nobody not one person's gonna come in here collectively replace him with 25, 10, and 5.
Exactly.
But collectively as a team, they can, which they have the past 2 games. And as long as we keep that ball rolling in motion, we good to go.
Hell yeah, man. And I know we've been upset about Brunson not starting the All-Star game, but Brunson is showing that he is an MVP caliber type of player. As much as they try to throw him under the bus, the Becky Hammond comments, the Candace Parker comments, but the man is 5th, and he's the 5th NBA scoring leader behind Shea Gilchrist, Giannis, Luka, and Jokic. 5th. He has 18 3-point games this season. In the last couple of games, he's averaging 29 points a game, 8 assists. I'm sorry, 3.2 rebounds, 52% from the field, 39 from 3. Like the man is balling, and he needs to be considered MVP. He's an MVP candidate to me. Maybe I'm jumping out the window because it's the Knicks, like I typically do. But fuck it, bro. The way he's balling, yo, they're gonna hold it down. And the only thing, one last thing I gotta say, I am like a little scared too because our schedule is gonna be a little rough in February. Like you said, you mentioned the teams we're gonna play. Those are teams that we could really use Randle. But if we show heart and we continue playing like we played the last 2 games, even though they were fairly easy teams, I feel like we could come out. It's 12 games in February. I think maybe we could win 8 out of the 12. You know what I mean? I'm feeling pretty confident. I feel like we can win 8 out of the 12, 9 out of the 12. You never know. We're a great team. This is not the same Knicks of old, man. I don't know. There's something about this team. There's something about this fucking team, baby.
Shit just feels
different. Feels different.
Even the vibe in the city, bro. Even the vibe in the city. Like I work in up the Upper West Side Manhattan, and you be like, let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. You used to be like, yo, let's go.
The energy's back.
Yeah, the energy, yo. I get goosebumps. You just see everybody. If you wear anything blue, it's like, yo, let's go Knicks from across the street. Right. Everybody's showing love. Kids, adults, older heads, loving it, man. Loving the vibe right now in New York.
No doubt. Go New York, go New York, go. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Let's shout
out to Josh Hart too. He been balling too the last 2 games too.
Word.
Say this. Oh, Josh Hart. Yeah, no doubt. Yo, so shout out to Josh Hart. My bad to get distracted. Yo, let's transition though, man, because let's go from the Knicks, who are balling, to a team we hope is going to start balling next year. A lot of uncertainties with this team, but I do believe in my heart of hearts they are in good hands, but these hands will be on the clock next year. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying? And we are talking about Big Blue. Now, last week we talked about like some of the potential draft picks. We talked about Mel Kiper's mock draft, and do we need an offensive tackle, a guard? Do we need a DB? Do we need are we looking at a quarterback? Are we looking at a big time balling playmaking receiver? We all have our thoughts. We all are play GMs in our armchairs on Monday morning. You know what I mean? But only Joe Shane and Dable and the Giants organization really know what they're gonna do. But it's fun to speculate, right? Mm-hmm. This is what we do know. We do know Joe Shane recently has said that they are in the market for a quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. He's been down at the Senior Bowl this week, right?
Yes.
And he hinted that it's very possible if he sees a QB that he falls in love with, that he feels like guys are all pro. He didn't say any names, but like a ball like Caleb Williams, or Drake May, Penix, whoever, what I mean, Jaden Daniels. He's not ruling out taking him, right? Everyone thinks he's gonna get a receiver. Some people think he's gonna get a offensive tackle. But like I said, he's down scouting in Alabama in the Senior Bowl. Our QB coach, Shea Tierney, is down out there, right? So obviously they're looking for talent, right? DeVito, he's here. Daniel Jones, ACL. I don't think he's going to start the season. Some people think he will. He's going to be here next year, right?
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor won't be here next year, right? So if he was to draft a QB, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, only question is, are you getting a QB that you're potentially looking at to be the future starter after next year? Because they could cut Daniel Jones. I think they'd have $20 million dead cap space, something like that. I'd have to look that back up. Or are we going to get a QB that's going to be pushing DeVito and them as the backup, right?
Yes.
I'm hearing names like Devin Leary.
Mm-hmm.
I looked him up a little bit because I'm not the super college guy, so I got to go back and look these guys up. Really good arm. Kind of gives, Brett Favre kind of vibes. He's like a gunslinger, throws a lot of shit at the double coverage, small windows, shit like that. I heard that, they're high on him. Mike Kafka, who's been in he's been down at the Shrine Bowl. And if y'all don't know what the Shrine Bowl is basically like an all-pro game from seniors and underclassmen.
Yes.
From East and the West.
Yes.
So it's basically like a college Pro Bowl. Like a college Pro Bowl.
Like a senior bowl.
Right, like a senior bowl. Right. Yeah, but it's not the senior bowl, it's the Shrine Bowl, right?
So it's tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, let me play this. Yeah. Let me play this clip from Mike Kafka. I hope I got it because I said I had the fucking BT clip. Let me play this clip, and I wanna come back and I wanna see what y'all think, man. Here we go.
What kind of knowledge can you get about these players? You can obviously watch them on tape during the process. You can interview them. But what else and what more can you learn actually being in meetings with them, being on a practice field with them?
Yeah, it's great. You get an opportunity to see them face-to-face and be in a meeting with them, which is rare. So you see how they learn. You see how they interact with the other players. You see how they interact with the coaches, how they take coaching. And then you get an opportunity to talk to them. We have a full team of scouts, and our GM, Joe Shane's here. We got a big contingent out here that we can get some good information and actually meet with these guys and interview them. So there's a couple different levels to it, but I think we're in a good spot.
Now back to the.
Listen, real quick, and I'll defer to you guys. Like I said, you heard names like Devin Leary, John Reese Plumlee, who's a QB, not really a pocket guy, more like a runner, not too great in the pocket, but. What I took from that clip real quick of Kafka, and we know Kafka is up for some other jobs, possibly, might not be here. I like Kafka. Some people don't. What I like about them going down there and actually coaching is that, it's like them almost getting a jump on the combine. You know what I'm saying? Because at the combine, you interview guys, you see their talent, you go through all the rigors. I get all that. But now you're down there talking to them in the locker room. You're getting a sense of who they are. Are you a good guy? You kind of seeing their work ethic up close.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you're getting to know them on levels that I don't know if you can really get totally from the combine. Don't get me wrong, combine is good, but we've seen a lot of dudes rock the combine and be bust. We've seen dudes be bad at the combine and do very well, man.
Yes, sir.
Q, I'm gonna go to you first, man. What do you think, man? What are we talking about?
No, I think it's a great idea, and I think it's an awesome opportunity for them. Obviously, man, when you get to look at that talent firsthand and be able to see what you want, because there's obviously some really good quarterbacks in the draft, but it's not like we had the last pick, with sixth pick. We're gonna be able to get something from there. So, and that's important because we're kind of always a little bit on and off with some of our picks. We have a lot of hits, but we also have a lot of misses. Let's keep it a buck. And if we do draft a quarterback, which I said that I wouldn't do, but I could see them doing it because they're gonna have Daniel Jones back, right? He's gonna come back after ACL injury. there's gonna be two issues. Number one, we don't even know when he's coming back. Number two, he's probably gonna come back disgruntled, and probably even number three, we don't even know if he's gonna be the same Daniel Jones. Is he gonna be mobile? It took Saquon Barkley a year and a half to come back from his knee injury. What do you think? How long do you think it's gonna take for Daniel Jones to feel confident in running his ball again? Because that's one of the reasons we had him here. He wasn't really throwing his shit like he was supposed to. You know, a lot of people forget a lot of his first downs that we would get, and reasons that wide receivers would get open because of his reason to extend the play. And I just don't know how well he's going to be. So I think I do see them getting a quarterback and have him sitting behind, Daniel Jones for the year and seeing it where it goes, and even if we lose Kafka, it gives that new quarterback an additional year to sit behind a brand new coordinator, try to get acquainted with the playbook. And then when it's time for him to go, it's not like it's a rookie jumping into the gun with a brand new playbook and system, because the game's going to be moving fast already. But as long as he, has that 1 year to sit back, that comfortability is always what we see these guys sit back. It happened with Jordan Love. It happened with Aaron Rodgers. There's a lot of Patrick Mahomes, like when they have that time to sit back and get acquainted with these coordinators and the playbook and sit behind these quarterbacks and learn a little bit, it doesn't even take that long. But that's always an advantage. And right now for the Giants to see the type of talent that is going to be available to them on draft day, that's we were saying that they were dysfunctional and that they don't know what they're doing, but at least them taking this opportunity to do this is showing me that, all right, we're not here to give up. We know we got a lot of things we got to fix, and they have to start somewhere, and it seems like that's where they're starting.
Man, I'm hoping they thread into bigger and better pastures, because this past season was a hard season to watch him play, man. Like, it was up and down, and now since the season is over, you see all the bad blood that was going on behind the scenes. But I feel like whatever goes on, they'll probably move on into bigger, better things, because like I said, I'm gonna reiterate it again. I feel like is that Dable and Schuhen, I can never say his name right. Schuhen. Shane, Schuhen, whatever. They're trying to bring their own people in, guys that fit in their system, their locker room, their culture. Wink was a great defensive-minded coach, and you can see a lot of guys flourished even towards the end of the year. You know what I mean? But those two guys didn't mesh. They both too big personalities, and usually that doesn't mesh. The last time, me being a little bit of an NFL historian, you saw two big personalities that weren't getting along and won something together was the coach for the Bears and their defensive coordinator. Who was the coach? What was the coach again? What was his name? Ditka.
Oh yeah, Mike Ditka.
Ditka and Buddy Ryan. Remember when they won the Super Bowl and the team split up and helped both coaches? Yeah. You never saw that before. So that's like the last time I seen two big personalities win anything together. So with that being said, the whole Kafka situation, I don't know what's going to happen with him, because I feel like he kind of, like I said it a couple of times, he kind of went under the radar with a lot of things that was going on, because I feel like there was too much bad blood between Wink and Dable. He kind of went under the radar, and he was almost out the door too recently. Like, wasn't he interested in the Seattle coaching job until they gave it to somebody else today?
Yeah, he's a candidate. He's a candidate for things.
He's a candidate, but they gave it to the DC, the defensive coordinator of the Ravens, McDonald, something like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's out of the question. But I saw him in interviews when you were talking about the Shrine Bowl. I saw a couple of interviews. He was interviewing picking the minds of a couple of guys in the Senior Bowl. Like one guy that I saw that he was talking to was a linebacker, Curtis from Penn State. And he said, yo, the Giants are one of my favorite teams, or my favorite team. So, that could be something he, like you say, he could be reeling these guys in, looking at these guys before the combine to see what we do, to see what we move forward. But
these guys are good. So one thing to consider too, man, if I thought about to say, if he does take a quarterback, you kind of reset the clock on their future. And I'm talking about Shane and Dable's future, because now it's like, okay, we got a new quarterback. They got to learn a new playbook. He's a rookie. He has to get accustomed to the league. Now you kind of extend their clock. Okay, so, they're not on the clock next year. Oh, that buys themselves some grace, pretty much, right? Yeah. So that might be a way to extend their shit, because right now, after last year 3, in my opinion, they're on the clock as much as I like them. Another name I'm hearing is Christian Mahogany, offensive lineman from Boston College. I looked at him. He looks decent. You know, we definitely need help in that interior line. The only question with the interior line is, you know, like, excuse me, the only question with the offensive line is like the tackles. It's more like you go out and get them in free agency because they're more of a skill position, and the drop off from the first round to the second round is immense. I started looking at some of the historical shit. Offensive tackles from the first round to the second round is a big drop off. Guards not as much. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we go in the draft and we get a guard, because we also don't forget we have the Leonard Williams pick from Seattle.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So maybe in the next round we go out and get a right guard. You know what I mean? We know we have the Evan Neal problem. Another thing I heard, Shane also will be meeting with Saquon Barkley's representatives. He said he met with him. He met with Saquon briefly at the exit meetings or whatever, and that I believe he said next week or the week after he'll be meeting with Saquon's representatives. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we could bring Saquon back. I'm maybe just speaking with my heart. I love Saquon. I want him to be a Giant. He's a Giant for me. Be great. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the whole franchise tag and all. I don't know how that's going to play out, but I know it wouldn't be right if we don't see Saquon in a fucking Giants jersey next year. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think about that?
I agree 100%, man. You know, I think, you know, to move forward, I feel like we should try to, like, you know, bring back Saquon, you know, because we need Saquon. Like we've been saying it. We need Saquon. He's like the brightest spot in the Giants offense. You know what I mean? He could when he's going, he's going. We're a well-oiled machine when he got it going. And he was like one of the biggest, brightest spots we had last year, even though it was such an underrated season. But he was one of the biggest, brightest spots. And now I feel like he should be top priority. One of the top priorities.
No, I agree too. I just think that if we do bring him back, I think the only smart way to do it is for multiple years, and I don't think the Giants are going to be able to do that or willing to even do that for the Giants, because we need him for multiple years, especially if we're going to get a brand new quarterback. Who we're going to have? We're going to have nobody to run the ball, and you know we still have issues people protecting.
I think they look at it as the other way. I think it's not smart in their eyes to bring him back for multiple years. That's why they tagged him.
Okay.
You know
I know, but then at this point, then we're just we're rebuilding a whole new offense with an aging defense and still a little bit of holes in it with a brand new defensive quarterback. This is gonna like people don't like this is gonna set us back some time. Like, granted, they're gonna have their job a little bit longer, but Giants ain't gonna be winning anything anytime soon, and not for the next 3 to 5 years. Let's keep it a buck.
You think the defense is aging? I think the defense is
kind of young. They're kind of young.
No. But by the time we have, you gotta understand. By the time we get a wide receiver, this is 3 years, man. These are gonna be defensive players that are still gonna be taking hits. You know, these guys ain't quarterbacks that play 20 years. We're gonna have a defense. Same shit happened with Jets. Their whole defense, it's for that they should have just all took a year off, because now they're gonna come back next year a little bit more banged up, a little bit more older, and still probably not gonna be able to do a lot of nothing. Yeah. And we're gonna have to rebuild a whole offensive team again, because we're gonna have a younger quarterback. We have no quarterback. We have no wide receivers, and if we have no running back, then you know we're gonna have to show what we're gonna be able to do. Either gonna have to draft these guys and just hope they pan out, or maybe pick up like a T. Higgins or a Pittman, because that's the only way I could see this happening. If we don't draft
Calvin Ridley. I heard he's going to Jets, but I'd fuck with Calvin Ridley. Yeah,
Calvin Ridley.
I heard he might be going to Jets. Yeah, they're looking into him. That'd be Ridley and 17 on the other side, boy.
Wow.
Well, listen, with all the turmoil last year, right? And Q, you touched on this. With all the turmoil, you know, with Martindale, the way he left and everything, that shit was just ugly, and it just smelled like dysfunction, and it smelled like incompetence. You know what I'm saying? And handling your personnel. And now with the Kafka rumblings, listen, people are starting to question Coach Brian Dable's administrative and management skills, if you will. So, in my opinion, it is imperative that he hires the right guy at DC this year. You know what I'm saying? It can't be any fucking beefing. It can't be talking slick in the media. It can't be taking his play calling. That shit you cannot have that this year. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it reeks of fucking dysfunction. The Giants have never been a dysfunctional team. Yes, we've had some dysfunctional motherfuckers, Joe Judge and the Macadoodles and all these fucking goofballs.
Pat Shermer.
Yeah.
Brian Dable was supposed to be the guy that had it all together. You know what I'm saying? We came from Buffalo, blah, 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 right? So, Joe Shane, Brian Dable, you're on the clock, man. But I say that to say this: you're hearing about a bunch of different DCs that they're looking at to hire.
Yes.
Right.
There's one guy I see that's from that culture they came from.
From that culture, and the name I'm hearing the most, so from what I've heard, and everyone else has heard this, is Denard Wilson, right? Denard Wilson, right? We all know he was the Eagles DB, the Eagles DB coach. There are Eagles defensive backs that love him, say he's the players coach, have great things to say about him. You know, after the Eagles coaching exodus, the year after they went to the Super Bowl, right? Jonathan Gannon leaves, right? Sean Desai gets the job, the DC job. A lot of people thought it should have been Denard Wilson, right? Denard Wilson doesn't get the job. He winds up going to Baltimore, right? As the DB coach in Baltimore. Look at Baltimore's fucking secondary, bro. Them niggas is locked down. Marlon Humphrey, Roquan Smith. Their fucking defense is sick. Even though they lost, it wasn't a defense's fault.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't.
I like him. If you ask me right now, I know there's a couple of guys they're looking at, and I know he's looking at other places. Rams, right? You said Seattle. You said a couple other places, Q, right?
Yeah, I think it's Packers too.
Packers, right? Yeah, but listen, with that job, and another thing. Here's another point, man. I forgot who said this. I'm not going to take credit for it, but somebody else said this. Denard comes over here, right? From the Ravens. The Ravens play a similar scheme to what Wink played. You know what I'm saying? The complex blitzing, the aggressiveness, the 3-4 defense. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a good fit. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be the exact same defense he played, but there's remnants of that system. So it might be a tweak.
Yeah, it's not much to tweak. I agree with you guys. Not much to tweak there if they bring him over.
And he'd be a new defensive coordinator. That's different than a defensive back coach, right? So the league, he might almost be able to sneak up on the league a little bit. You know how when players come in, like Lamar came in and RG3, there's not a lot of tape on them. There's not a lot of fucking, you can't game plan as much. Now, obviously, certain things you're going to do, but for the first year, he'll probably sneak up on the league. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what you think of this whole Denard Wilson thing, man?
I mean, I like him. I think he'll be perfect too because, is like you just finished saying, it's the same kind of scheme and there won't be a lot of tweaking. But again, me now getting, I'm not going to say I know Brian Dable, but from the last 2 seasons, you can see the type of guy that wants to bring guys around him. You know what I mean? That he already worked for. He's that guy. Oh, I worked with you. Come, I'm going here. Come ride with me over here in this place. You've seen it in all types of work. My line of work, your guys' type of work. When you got people you're used to and you like working with them and it worked here, why not bring it somewhere else? There's another name I hear. They want to bring in the Bills linebackers coach, Babish, whatever his name is.
Babish.
Yeah, he worked with Dable in Buffalo, so they want to bring him. And then I see that they interviewed the Chiefs linebacker coach, Brendan Daly. You know what I mean? Those are the 2 guys I see right now. But I feel like Denard would be the prime choice, because look what he did.
And it just sounds like you're going to get sacked by a nigga named Denard. Denard.
Yeah,
now hard, pause.
Denard
Wilson.
So I feel like that.
I don't give a fuck what he's done. Just I like his name. It's higher than the nigga, man.
Yeah. So I feel like that would be the
take a shot for Denard.
What else you need to know?
Word, that's true. And his body of work speaks for itself because look what he did with the Ravens. They were one of the best defensive teams all year. Salute to Denard Wilson, baby.
Salute.
Oh man.
We're going off the rails a little today. Yeah, no. We need to. In my opinion, we kind of need to get this before the combine. I think we need to figure this out. So if you like him, go get him. If not, go get somebody else. Let's go because you kind of want to have your shit in place for the draft, right? You know what I'm saying? For the combine and the draft, you kind of want to know what kind of scheme you're gonna run. You know what I'm saying? So, Q, what do you think of the Denard Wilson shit?
No, I like it too, man. It's a lot, it's a lot. Just like I said, I'm just shaky on the whole, this whole Giant, man. I'm such a big Giants fan. It's just, I don't know if it's because I'm putting all my energy into the Knicks, but the Knicks are making me happy.
They're making me
Giants haven't made me happy in a long time, bro. Like, like it's just it's we lose games that we should win. We just we even our play calling. That's why I'm not even sure if I care about Mike Cap to leave it, man. Like, we call plays that are so like I know what they're gonna do, man. It's like, come on, like you don't think these other professional football players on the field are gonna know where you're gonna run, and then stop you. And now we're now we're punting it off again, or kicking a field goal again. It's like, there's so many holes, and I think it would be a good place to start. We need to start somewhere because, like you said, the draft's in a few more months. What is it? In like 3 more months. It's in April, so it's coming back up. We got positions to fill. We got players that we need to fill. We got contracts that need to be signed. We have way too many gaps to be just holding on and waiting for the next one, man. If they feel comfortable, they got to go with their gut, and they better pull the trigger immediately because there's other important things out there. We need wide receivers. We need running back. We need, we got to know what we're going to do with this team. It's, like I said, the only thing I feel comfortable about is the defense, but we're so bad on the offense right now. It's going to be another pointless year for the Giants next year. Can't score points. Our defense ain't that good that we're going to be able to beat teams just off straight up defense.
I think we're getting there though. I think we're getting there. But I like our defense a lot.
Me too. And I think it's which is going to make the defensive coordinator's job slightly easier. It's not we have some really good guys all over. In the secondary, in the corner state, the cornerback, linebackers, the D line. Like, we have good players in every position, so it's going to make their job a little bit easier. It's not like we have to draft somebody and go out the window. It's our offense that really needs to work. Some of the play calling as well. Wink, that's why losing Wink put a foul taste in my mouth aside from losing Mike. If I had to choose which one's going to stand at the edge and I got to throw one off the building, it wasn't going to be Wink.
And Denard, real quick, Denard Wilson, he used to be a scout. So that's another plus. I forgot to mention that. He used to be a scout. So not only the coaching talent, he knows how to fucking evaluate the fucking talent.
Yes.
You know what I'm
saying? I don't know if y'all heard about the rumors about Bill Belichick for DC of the Giants, but they've been saying that he's not very fond of this organization right now. Like, he doesn't feel the same he felt for the Giants when he was here and won those 2 Super Bowls with us as the DC coordinator.
I heard that. I don't know how much I believe in that, man. He called John Mara and recommended fucking Brian Dable.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's had an extended relationship with the Giants throughout the year. So I don't know how true that is. I didn't hear him say that. Did he say you heard him say that? That's a quote?
There were quotes that he was saying that he's not as fond.
I've heard that, but
you know what I mean? And he feels like
you don't know how
he's too big to be just a DC. That's the problem. His ego will be too big. He couldn't just be just taking orders from fucking. Yeah. He'd be bigger than the building. He'd come in there and what the fuck is they were gonna come in and tell Bill Belichick get back in the film room? You know what I mean? Like, the fuck out of here. I'm Bill Belichick, nigga.
I heard some wild shit. I heard there was a rumor that he was asking for like 10 years at like 117 a year, some shit like that. I was like, this dude Bill Belichick. I'm like, homie want to coach till he's 82.
Like, I would have thought he had.
I'm not gonna age him out. He's still very competent. Even with that team last year, they didn't look that. The offense didn't look that good, but he lost a lot of key players on defense last year, and they played very good, pretty good fucking defense. Bill Belichick is a genius. I'm not gonna take that shit away from him at all. No, I argue with my guy. I always say Tom Brady. To me, the proof is in the pudding. The math mathed up, right? And this is another. I want to get to this episode, but.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't. Let's not even get into that whole Belichick Brady shit. But yeah, man. You know what I mean?
I just can't wait for the draft, man. There's a lot of ways the Giants can go with this draft. I can't wait for that, man. In April.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, like because I don't really feel like they're going offensive tackle. I really feel like it's either gonna be a quarterback or a wide receiver. If they do something different, then it's gonna be real surprising.
Yeah, I just see when I'm looking at what the Giants are looking at, what they need. There's only one guy that one big name offensive tackle that's out there, and that's Joe Alt from Notre Dame. That the Giants go. There's 3 guys from what I've seen from the reports. There's 3 guys the Giants are really, really looking at the 6th pick. Joe Alt, the offensive tackle, and the 2 LSU boys. the quarterback Heisman winner Jaden Daniels, and his running mate, his wide receiver, Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors. I like Malik Neighbors, my G.
I like Malik Neighbors too, man. But remember,
big, fast, creates separation run. He's fucking go up and get the boys athletic. I like him a lot. I would love to see him on the other side.
Yeah, Malik.
Of
Malik played 13 games in this past season in college, 89 receptions, 1,569 yards, 14 touchdowns. So he averaged 17.6 after the catch.
Oh, you said yards after catch. I was going to say that yards after catch. Yeah, that's the big thing. Man.
That's
insane.
And they say
fucking crazy.
That's a lot of yards. Bro.
They're saying that his strengths are acceleration, his speed, his yards after catch ability, and his route running. His weaknesses are his catch radius, consistent separation, and on vertical routes. But this kid is 6 feet tall, 20 years old, 200 pounds. Like he's solid. He's
a little bit taller, but I'm cool with that.
That's why I like this kid. I showed y'all the stats yesterday of this kid. Keon Coleman.
Deon Cole,
Keon Coleman from FSU. He's 6'4", 50 receptions. I mean, 600. You didn't have the all amazing season at the other guy. He's not a big name, but he's 6'4". He goes after the jump ball. He's not scared. Great route runner. He's a beast. He's 215, 6'4" pounds, 11 touchdowns. You know what I mean? He didn't have the yardage because of his quarterback. FSU wasn't a big team out there. Like, oh my God. But I feel like he's a good one out there. And who else? I was looking at? We were talking about Roman Dunze. You know what I mean? From Washington. 6'3", 215 pounds. You know what I mean? Had 1,640 yards, 13 touchdowns, also 17.8 after catch, average. I felt like that's good. His weaknesses is his size, his strength, he could change the direction, his yards after catch ability. The only weaknesses he has, he's not a good jump ball guy. He's not a good guy to catch in traffic, and he has average explosiveness. So that's the only thing.
Absolutely. We're gonna find out. I'm itching, man. And during the off season, we're gonna have a lot of time because the Knicks will be done in June-ish, right? Mm-hmm. We don't really cover as much baseball. We might get into that a little bit, but we're gonna have a lot of time to really dissect all the football shit. So I'm looking forward to that, man. I love looking all this shit up and researching this shit and
it's fun,
trying to, fit and move pieces. But let me ask you this before we get out of here because we running out of time. Who shit the bed worse, man? Baltimore and Lamar Jackson or Jared Goff, Dan fucking Campbell? Because that's how you gotta say his name now. Dan fucking Campbell. And I don't want to get into it. I mean, I'll let y'all get into it. I've been talking a lot. Dan Campbell, the Detroit Lions, or Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens? Q, who you think?
Me?
Yeah,
hands down, it was like there's another Q here. Hands down, it was the Lions.
So
Dan Campbell.
Yeah, I thought the Lions had that game in the bag. Yo, I fell asleep.
The whole fucking country thought that shit.
I fell asleep when it was 24-7. Once they kicked that field goal to make it 24-7, I put my daughter to sleep. I fell asleep with her. When I woke up, I saw 30 messages from our thread, and y'all were like, "Yo, I can't believe they lost that game." And I checked the score. I was like, "They fucking lost that game?" I couldn't fucking believe it. So I agree with Q. I feel like they shitted the bed. They shitted the fucking bed. Like I don't know. Dan Campbell, amazing season, coach of the year. I feel like coach of the year. They got two rookies in Laporta and what is it? Is it Gibbs? Gibbs, their rookie?
Yeah. No, it's Williams, and then I think
Jameson Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs.
But Gibbs and Sam Laporta were their best two rookies this year, like offensively. You know what I mean? Like they both going for the offensive rookie of the year type shit. But they're a good team. They're gonna. It's like you said last episode, Cash. They're gonna be knocking on the door. If they don't lose their confidence after losing this game, they're gonna be fucking knocking on the door. But
they gotta tighten up defensively. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. Listen, and I'm hearing all week, oh, Dan Campbell, he's been aggressive all year. He had to go for that because it's consistent for what he did all year. And, talking about the fourth and third and all the fourth and fucking downs, the fourth and thirds and all the shit he was going for. My whole thing was, it worked. And they put the percentage up. He had a high percentage of fourth down conversions this year.
Yes,
I give him that. But again, situational football, you got it. Sometimes, all these analytical guys are telling you what works in here and what works in there, and that shit is all from stats and numbers. And these guys are a little nerdy, pencil pushing, numbing, crunching dudes, and I respect that because they are
protracted shit.
they are necessary in the game. Like, don't get me wrong, they're necessary in the game. Don't get me wrong.
About me, Cash, damn, bro.
No. I'm talking about the analytical guys, like But my whole thing is sometimes you gotta, to me, real good coaches. Yes, they have the analytics. They got coming in and headphones and all that. Do such and such on this play. 9 out of the 10 times this play has worked and all that crazy shit, right? But sometimes you gotta feel the game. You gotta feel how the game is going, the momentum, the energy. Like sometimes you can't quantify that shit. Sometimes you feel what I'm saying.
Football is big. Is key.
I would have took the points, man. You calm everything down because you got away from him in the second half. First half, you were balling. And then also, Jameer Gibbs, he slips in that first half at the end of the half, right? Mm-hmm. That could have been another goal. That could have been another touchdown.
Yes.
But the 49ers start to take control of the game. You feel the momentum turning. The 49ers starting to click. You had the first half. They start to come back in the second half.
Yes.
That when you didn't convert on that fourth down, I know there was maybe 6-7 minutes, some shit like that. I know there's still time, but that just felt like the air went out of the fucking building. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you was in 49ers building, but the air went out of the building, and I felt like that shit just gave the 49ers all the energy, for lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you get those 3 points. Yeah, you tie the game. You can still lose the game. Don't get it twisted. But you kind of calm things down, and then maybe you put you put the pressure just slightly back on 49ers, and maybe they're a little tight. Maybe they drop a pass. Who knows? But I would have took the points, man. I would have took the points, bro. I don't know. Riverboat Ron, the new Riverboat Ron is fucking Dan Campbell.
Shit, you know what? You said it perfectly. It was literally a tale of two halves. If you just watched that first half, you'd be like, yo, the Lions won in every single category. But then you have this man, Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. He played a horrible first half. 7 for 15, only 92 between 92 pass and rush yards combined. In the second half, he went 13 for 16, 223 yards. He totally came out a different guy in the second half. He stopped being like the game manager everybody was labeling. He was just playing. He was just balling.
You spinning that thing.
Even though there was a couple lucky plays, like the play that hit off the I forgot who was the defender. It hit off his head, and Ayuk just said boop right in his hands. I was like, yo, that's the football gods putting it right there.
Although it was lucky, it's still a heads up by Ayuk, though.
Yeah, it was.
Presence of mind to still, you know what I mean? Go ahead, man.
CMC killed. CMC do what he doing, and Kittle had a quiet night.
CMC almost broke his fucking neck. Did you see that play?
Yeah.
At the 2 or 3 yard line, his head hit like directly into the ground, and he bounced off the shit. That motherfucker's a beast.
Yeah, man. But I feel like Brock Purdy came in the second half. The whole team came in the second half and played their game at home. They calmed down and they played their fucking game. But shout out to the Lions, man. They had a great season, phenomenal season. You can't take nothing away from them. It's like you said, situational football was a key moment. Now this is experience for Campbell now. Now Campbell knows in a big game like this, you just can't do the same things that worked for you in the season. It's different in the playoffs. Playoffs is a different beast, different styles of defense. Everything is different in the playoffs. So I think this is a good stepping stone for experience for a young team that I feel like is going to be knocking on the door in the next couple of years in the NFC.
There's a lot of talent, but I was upset at that game, man, because the coach of the year, man, and don't coach well. Like, if I was the owner of that team, that's immediately what I thought of. I was like, yo, this is what the fuck we're doing. Like, I would have been, after the first one didn't succeed, I would have been on that sideline. And if that dude try to go for it again, bro, I'm like, yo, you're not fucking going for this shit again, dude. Like, because I'm not even mad at him at the first time. I'm like, all right, fuck it. It's kind of expected. But boom. You have to understand it comes consequences when you do that. And now you saw what the 49ers was doing right after you didn't succeed, because now you didn't give them the ball. Mm-hmm. And now I would think as a coach, what do? You learn. Mm-hmm. And you do it again, though.
Yeah.
You know, like that's where I probably put the blame. You do it again,
That's
like because they win the game if they do it if they don't do it the second time. Like, granted, it's still in the air the first time, but they win the game if he doesn't do it the second time, and they just kick the field goal. And that's what you got to do. Granted, it's a learning curve, but coaches, that's not something that you should be learning, at least in my opinion. You know,
right,
if you're coaching the NFL right there in the moment, you I don't care if it works for you, bro. These are really big games. You got a lot of young players in the spotlight going against a really good team that knew they were going to be there, that has been there again. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they've been in these bright lights. Half your team hasn't. Probably not even. I'm lying. Like 95% of them have it, you know. And then you put the pressure on these young guys, and that's just something you don't do in a big moment in a big game like this. And that's why I said it was just mostly the Lions, because, you know, the Ravens was a little bit more different. But I don't know. You just don't do that, because that's really
talk about the Ravens. Talk about the Ravens. Let me ask you this. You ever seen, this is an old school movie? I might be dating myself. You ever seen Passenger 57, Wesley Snipes? You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
You seen when the terrorist called him on the plane? He was like, "Always bet on black." And that's Patrick Mahomes. God damn it! Listen, let me tell you something. I bet against the fucking the Kansas City Chiefs, and my boy Brandon at work, man. We up to my boy Brando. He was like, his Dominican kid from BK. He was like, "Yo, bro, never bet against Mahomes, bro." And I was like, I'm like, the fuck out of here, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Lamar Jackson, nigga. We lit this year. And I'm not a Ravens fan, but I wanted to see Lamar get one. I wanted to see him, you know, shut all the critics and everything. Yeah, but man, let's look. I don't give a fuck. We like to jump out the window, right? See these three windows right here? If I could jump through this shit into your living room, I would. Mahomes is the GOAT, B. All respect due to Tom Brady. And maybe he doesn't have the fucking accolades Brady has, but he's on his way possibly to get accolades. And just the eye test, the GOAT, man. Listen,
he's 14-2 in the playoffs, bro.
Listen, 14-2 in the playoffs. Last six, check the stat out. The last 6 playoff games, 11 touchdowns, no turnovers, right?
Yo, that's key.
That shit is crazy. He just knows how to extend the play, man. He's, with his legs, he makes the right passes. He'll take a sack when he needs one. Pause. He won't take a sack. You know what I'm saying? All the angles, the shovel passage. He's just the showman. He's just the baller. Kelsey, man. Yo, what can you say about Kelsey? Everyone's killing Kelsey towards the back half of this last season. He had the case of the drops. Comes into this game, balls out. You know what I'm saying? Too many penalties with the Ravens. Oh, another thing, Kelsey, all-time leading.
He passed Jerry Rice.
Broke Jerry Rice's record in the playoffs. Salute to Kelsey.
Whoa, salute. I thought that record would never be broken.
Yeah, listen, Baltimore, solid, great fucking defense. They didn't force a fumble in this game. Listen, Baltimore got away from what they do best. They were one of the best running teams in the league, right?
Yes. Oh my God.
No running. Gus Edwards hardly had any carries.
Three carries for 20 yards, bro.
Right. I felt like them lights were too bright. Listen, check this out. Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback, right? I know he can drop back in the pocket. I know he wants to show everybody he can do that. And he has shown everybody he can do that. This year, you saw his pocket presence, right? But this was a game where he did too many times. He's sitting there in the pocket trying to find, going through his reads and all that shit. I'm like, yo, do what you do, bro. You guys are down. Go, run, get bad fucking coaching, man. You should have had some design runs for him. You know what I'm saying? You should have let him do what he does. It's clear as day they got away from what they do best. And to me, that's why they lost the game. A shout out to Spagnuolo, a former Giant. DC
Super Bowl champ with us, baby.
Super Bowl champ. Yo, Spagnuolo, bro. Spagnuolo, one of the best defensive coordinators ever, man. He had Lamar his life in the first half. He's aggressive with the blitzes. He keeps you guessing. Shout out to him, man. What'd you think of that game?
Man, I agree with you 100%. The Ravens fell right into the Chiefs' hands. They played the Chiefs game instead of playing Raven football. You said it best. Lamar said something in one of the interviews talking about the head-to-head matchup. He said,
Pause.
he said, Paul, big time. He said, to become champion, you have to beat the champion.
Yeah.
And he showed he's just not at that level yet. He showed a couple of times in a couple of things that I dissected in interviews that he was saying, you know, he low-key, he's scared to play against Patrick Mahomes. He said, I wish I don't have to play him. So when you show that, you're not displaying, to me at least, the confidence that to come through and beat this guy at home. You said it. He was looking like a chicken with his head cut off. He was trying to air out the ball and he wasn't using his legs that much. You know, 8 carries, 54 yards. You know what I mean? But he was trying to play that game the way Mahomes played. That's not your game, kid. You know what I mean? Get those first downs, get those check downs. Throw it to Mark Andrews. He was killing with Zay. You know what I mean? But he wasn't incorporating Odell that much. Cook, they didn't even play Cook. They signed him. They didn't even use him. And they didn't go for the running game at all. Edwards, 3 carries, 20 yards? They went away from that. And a lot of people that I was talking to was trying to blame the defense. But the defense held it down. They held that team to 17 points, a chief team to 17 points when they know they could score 30, 40 on any given day, even with the receivers that they have.
I just pulled this stat. Look at this. They average 156.5 stat. I got it on my other monitor. 156.5 stats all year. They only rushed for 81, and they ran the ball one time on second down.
Look at that.
You know what I'm saying? Again, they got Mark Andrews came back. I know you got Mark Andrews, but the guy who stepped in for Mark Andrews when he was hurt, fucking Isaiah Lively, you didn't even use him. Like what? I'm looking at. I'm no fucking offensive genius, but I'm looking like this shit is basic shit, right?
Yeah, man.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Baltimore held the 14 points, man, and the fucking this shit is insane, bro.
You know, just when you think that Pat and those Chiefs are gonna have like a bad year, because I was bashing them all year. Oh, they're not. They ain't going to the playoffs. They make the playoffs. Now they're in the fucking Super Bowl once again. It's like your man said, your coworker Dominicano. You know what I mean? You can't bet against the damn Chiefs, man.
Last thing before I go to Q. We didn't mention it. If we're gonna shit on Dan Campbell, we gotta shit on Isaiah. We gotta shit on Say Flowers, man, because that fucking taunting penalty, yo, you fucked the game up, bro. Like they didn't play a great game, but you still had a chance. And that taunting penalty when he pulled the ball, he caught the ball. He put him on his back, threw the ball at him and start talking shit. Come on,
that's a rookie mistake.
You gotta be better than that. And then you fucking fumble the ball for a touchback in the fucking end zone, bro. You are and what do we? If you go back to the beginning, and I'm not hating on it, if you go back to our first couple of episodes, we rated all the wide receivers in the league, right? I had Zay Flowers as one of the best fucking receivers, and as a rook. I like him. He's a baller. He's got a lot of talent. He's fast. But you can't do shit like that, bro. And you're a rookie, and you'll learn. And just too many penalties all around, man. Didn't Kelsey Kelsey was taunting somebody and he got fucking and who headbutted him? I can't remember. I got so much shit going on.
I forgot too, but they did have I think the Chiefs had 20 yards in penalties.
Yeah, and then Kelsey's laughing at him like, I got you. You stupid. You know what I'm saying? They was playing mind games with him.
The Ravens had like a whole football yard, a whole football field of penalties. It was 95 to 100 yards they had in penalties.
You can't win like that, bro. Not against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid.
Crazy. Andy Reid, man. Shout out to Andy Reid, man. He's one of those coaches that a lot of people don't give him his flowers, man. He's always been a great coach. As much as I hated him when he was coaching Philly, I hated him when he was coaching Philly.
Andy Reid might be the GOAT. Niggas gonna talk shit in the comments, but Andy Reid might be the GOAT. If he's not the GOAT, he's number 3.
Top three. I can put him top 3.
He gotta be top 3, because Bill Belichick is gonna be up there and Andy Reid.
We're gonna talk about this. I can't wait to get to this episode. I don't think Belichick is the best coach of all time. I think he's the best defensive coach of all time.
Okay. Give us a. I was gonna say some wild shit. Give us a snippet of who's the greatest coach of all time for the viewers for next episode. I want it because I want to hear it.
I don't know. I got to look more into that, man. I think Andy Reid's there. I'm
gonna say something crazy. I'm gonna say Tom motherfucking Coughlin, baby.
Yeah, you out the window with that shit. Don, you can say you can put Don Shula up there. What's the
Shit.
coach of the 49ers with Joe Montana and all them?
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh. You could put him in there. I got to look back, but the reason why I say this, I'm just looking at situational football, and I'm just looking at the eye test and the stats as well. If Andy Reid wins another one again, I think he's got to be in that conversation, right? Because think about it, he went to 5 straight NFC Championship games with the Eagles. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, he never won one, but that's no easy fucking feat. Nope. And then he leaves there and he goes to, and that's what Donovan McNabb. Shout out to Donovan McNabb. Then he goes to KC and he kind of picks up right where the fuck he left off. Now, granted, Mahomes is special. I get it, but still, he's doing big fucking things, brother. He's a great coach, man.
Yo, just an FYI when for that Zay Flowers, because he was the bozo of that game. Besides
bozo, but I love you, Fly, but that was some bozo shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But that person he taunted on is the same person who forced that fumble.
Oh, you got instant karma. Instant karma. Yeah,
it was Snead forced that fumble, and you know, like that just goes, man, because you over here taunting that they're on the 10-yard line, bro. They get pushed back all the way to the 25 out of field goal range.
That killed them.
See, like, people don't understand little things like that, like Dan Campbell. That's a Dan Campbell mistake. Like little plays like that take the air out of the room, and then the football guards is just gonna be all over, like the same way that, you know, like Lamar Jackson caught his own pass. Like, yo. You get that momentum, you can't build. That was the same drive. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's crazy. You know, like freaking David Tyree helmet catch. Like, yo, when you got shit after Eli's like fucking ducking like 30 defensive shit like that just changes the game, and it can be so slight, so minuscule, but these moments are so big. That's why there's always a dude with that voice going over all these games, because these replays of these games are so impactful, and every play does count. And it just goes to show you, I don't care if it's 1 yard or if it's 15, that's gonna be the big difference.
Hell yeah.
And I know he's hyped because, yo, how many times I crossed the nigga over? Boom! Oh, just talking a little crazy. You know what I mean? I get it. So I'm not mad. I'm not like super mad at him. You know what I mean? I'm not like Kavarius Tony mad at you. You know what I'm saying?
What another clown.
Yeah, you're a goofball. We told you this already. You're a goofball. But
you're a clown.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm out of shit to say. And I talked a lot today. My bad.
Fuck that talk. The voice of the streets, baby.
They said, yo, your man said that, yo, your Cash needs to talk more. Well, I talk too much goddamn.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Shout out to my coworker Mark. He's like, Cash needs to talk.
Shout out to Mark.
That talk.
In.
You're worried. You're tap saying. He's a faithful viewer. Shout out to Mark.
Appreciate it, man. Mark. Appreciate it, my bro.
Big Steelers fan.
Steelers fan?
Big Steelers fan. I'm talking about big jump out the window.
How old would you say he is?
Oh, he was around for the Steel Curtain.
So okay. Yeah, a lot of them 70s dudes, like the generation right before mine, I think, or maybe like they're like a lot of Cowboys and Steelers fans from that.
He hates the Cowboys. He thinks he thinks I hate the Cowboys. I was like, I'll tolerate them because it's the Eagles that I saw that used to kick our butt. He said that back in his era, like, you know, gentlemen from that era, those Cowboys kicked the Giants' butt back in the 70s, 80s. Nice. So, you know, it just flipped over in my generation. It was the Eagles.
Fuck that. I can't stand the Cowboys or the Eagles, bro. The only ones that get a pass is the Commanders, son. They need to live.
I still ain't calling them the Commanders.
I don't fuck with them niggas either. You know what it is? Because I lived in Virginia all them years. All I had to talk shit to all these Commander fans every day at work. You know what I mean? So I can't fuck with the Commanders neither. But you know, all in good fun. You know, it's all in good. Shout out to all my niggas in Virginia. Shout out to all my Philly niggas. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no niggas in Dallas, but you know what I mean? I'll be in Philly with my Giant shit. Y'all know that. Y'all see me out there. Everybody in Allegheny Ave, you be seeing me out there now. But let's wrap it up, man. Great show as always. Episode 25 to life.
Yes,
you already know.
We got a quarter out here, son.
You know what I mean?
We heard the block like quarter water.
You know what I'm saying? And you already know what it is. Yo, you want to take us out of here, Ed?
Yes, sir. Yo, this ending shot like we always do. Like you just said, episode 25. We here. Hopefully we get 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 25 more. You already know. Shout out to everybody who's been showing us love this journey and this beautiful journey with my brothers, my man Q, my man Cash. For all of y'all throwing shots at DST, you only get half a ball. SMD. Salute.
Word.
Salute. Be on the lookout for Drunk Sports Combat. My man Ed blasting back over the MMA report. Y'all check that. look out for that. You know what I mean? Let's
All
get
right.
it. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.